Hey, it's CosmicCharles, and I'm here just with a quick update with the deck to start things off with. So, as you can see, I've cut two compulsive research for two more for C. I just wanted even more dig and draw value. So this is like Scry 4 is very valuable. It can get rid of it can go 6 cards deep in your library. So let's say you have 6 lands on top of your library, which you very well might. By lands, I also mean like Chalice and Prism. This can just clear them right out. So it's pretty good for that. And it's also like a mini dig through time. It has that effect because Scry 4 is actually a really huge number. So that's been a lot of fun. Behold the Multiverse is still there rather than a third 4C because of the foretell cost. I don't want to have too many of these high cost draws. I still run 4 Vivisurgeons, so it can make your opening hand a little clunky. So I like having that 2-1 split there. Plus it helps with Merchant Scroll. And now this is my favorite edition, the Tyrannax Atrocity. Oh my god, I was so happy when I found that I could run like this dinosaur in there. Oh, it's going to be... now I know that like 50% of my adding this is because I want to have a hasty Phyrexian dinosaur. But hear me out. So, it has Toxic 3. And if your opponent, like, boards out all their removal, and they're going to be swinging at you probably to try and gain life, you know, let's try to, like, get to deal with your Weather the Storm, get you as low as possible, you can easily slip this one through. And 3 Toxic is 3 poison counters. That's huge. You can easily proliferate someone out from that. So that's I'm pretty excited about the Tyrannax. I'm only running the one right now because I have no idea how to really use it, but I am pretty psyched for the Tyrannax right now, the Atrocity. Unfortunately, I didn't think of it, and like I thought of it after I entered my most recent league, so he's not going to be in the sideboard for this one, but the next one he definitely will be. Which brings me to, I guess, the next topic. Oh yeah, and why did I add the Tyrannax? Yeah, I guess I should explain why I cut the Moments piece for it. So this is one of the reasons why it's here. I noticed there's like something missing from my sideboard. Like I've noticed for a while, I just didn't know like what it was. And then after playing some after thinking about some some matches from some previous leagues, I realized that the second Moments piece wasn't really adding that much value. The second copy, the first copy is still very good. Most of the time against mono red, I'd have to choose between Moments Piece and Breath Weapon, and that's kind of like, well, I don't know, I don't know you. So that's kind of not full value because both do something similar. Breath Weapon can even be better or worse. It's more conditional. So it wasn't adding that much value that way, and lots of the time I'd be boarding out a Weather the Storm or something else that I wouldn't really want to board out to fit it in. So I figured I can only go like 4 cards deep if I'm leaving in my 4 Weather the Storm and my first copy of Moments Piece. So I just had to go. This wasn't getting. It was never going to get boarded in, or if it was going to be boarded in against something that's just as good, if not better, in some situations. So that left an opening spot. And I know that land destruction is probably really good against this deck, but I just don't think there's a good way around it, at least with this build. There might be, I guess you're running black, you could run discard. That's a good reason to run black. But anyway, the Tyrannax Atrocity, I'm pretty psyched for that. So, I recorded my first game. It's not live. I don't know how to record live yet. I'm still very new. So I thought I'd walk you through a pre-recorded game now. Right, so I'll see you soon. Hi, so this is game 1 of my most recent league, my current league. I still haven't finished it yet. I don't have that much free time, so it's going to take me a while. I think I can probably finish it the next couple days, maybe. So I figured I'd just like post it as I go, because I'm not very good at video editing, and I don't know how to record live. So I'm just going to post the games as I do them. Maybe I'll do like 2 at once or something sometime. But let's see what we have here. Okay, so this is a pretty good hand. In fact, this is a very good hand. I'm loving this hand. So let's see what we're up against. It's blue. The best color against us, because counter magic is probably the strongest thing against us because it makes us tap out and lose some of those counters. So let's see what happens here. Of course, I just play my Sandstone Needle. And that's blue-black, so that probably means that this man is on Temur Terror, this is my first time playing against Temur Terror, so I'm interested in seeing how it goes. Blue. Oh yeah, so I choose to infect him on the unstep there, since he tapped out, by filtering for blue with Manamorphose and Prologue. This a little bit risky against blue, but maybe it pays off. Let's see. There's a big old Gangler. All right, and he's able to leave counter magic open, so that's not good for me. Yeah, so there I think twice about casting at the Pentad Prism. I probably should have done it because now I've just let go of the tempo and I'm wide open. This deck kind of plays a little bit like a tempo deck sometimes, and yeah, I should have cast something there. That was a mistake on my part. And here I attempt to go off. I really don't want him to counter this, but of course he does. And I was hoping he'd counter the Proliferation spell. So here I go. He brainstorms. In response, I go Augury. I'm still feeling okay about this. And I take another Augury there instead of like a Scary or another land. Probably, yeah, no, I think I had to. I needed another Proliferation spell. If I had another Proliferation spell in hand, I would have taken the Scary. I suppose I could have Merchant Scrolled for one. I don't know, maybe I didn't play this perfectly. Yeah, and he's going to Brainstorm. And yeah, another Gangler. So that means I'm dead next turn. So I go, yeah, and here I concede. There's nothing here that's going to help me. I don't have an artifact out, so that means I can't ritual or do anything, so he's got me here. There's no way I can win on 3 lands, or 3 mana. So that was game 1. Let's check out game 2 here. Game 2. Let's see how I boarded. So it looks like I took out 2 Chalice. Makes sense because of a null. I don't want to give him too many targets for that. A Force C. Interesting. Don't know if that's right. This should have been the instant one. What's it called? Behold the Multiverse. And it looks to be about it. I didn't board in my Relic Progenitus because I thought about it, but I don't think that's what this matchup's about in the board. So I guess I boarded in 2 Pyro, 2 Dispel, took out 2 Everflowing Chalice for C, and a Moment's Peace. That makes sense. Alright. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so this is a good hand. I like having hands with lots of these depletion lands. I only run 10 depletion lands, but, you know, I found running, I would like to go back up to 12 maybe. Maybe I should. But yeah, this is, let's see, yeah, let's see, this is decent. It has the scroll for, in fact, it has a Power Blast as a roots, which can get a mountain if I choose to. So let's see how this works out. Alright. So I go with Sappers and Scary. Into Merchant Scroll. I grab that Prologue to Phyresis. And let's see what our opponent does here. Leaves up the blue, that's fine. Goes Brainstorm, and if he tapped out here, I would probably Prologue him again. It's very risky, but I just can't, you know. Well, actually, it's not risky, because I have these 2 Thirsting Roots, so I would definitely Prologue him again. Yeah. And he does tap out, so I do Prologue him. Great. Alright, so let's see what happens. Thought Scour into Island, into Terror, and Terror. So that's very good. So here, my opponent has disrespected me by tapping out against the combo deck, but it makes sense. I didn't do a very good showing game one, and this is like a turn 3 terror thing. But I have killed on turn 4 before. Um, and let's see if I can do it here, because this is a very strong hand for going off. So let's see how it goes. Oh, maybe I should do this click by click. Yeah, so here, I tap that with Manamorphose to cast the Prism, because I'm not sure how deep I can go. I don't have weather, so I'd like to keep these lands online. And this is the time to go off, so I'm going off. I'm not going to wait till I have a weather in hand. And yeah, so I proliferate now so I can use all of my lands again. Yeah, so that. And now I can cast my other Pentad Prism off the first, and then now the Thirsting Roots adds mana. Before it was neutral-ish. I mean, it put counters in the land so I could tap them, but now it's adding the now it's generating mana with by proliferating these Pentad Prisms. And of note, my Contentious Plan is free. There's Contentious Plan, proliferate, 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 proliferate. Again, free, 0. That was a good draw, but I can't cast it because I wouldn't be able to cast this Vivisurgin. Proliferate, proliferate. Now I can cast it, so I cast the Chalice. And then I forget to proliferate it here, but that's fine. I mean, you're not always going to get them all. It'd take too long. And they keep doing the Manamorphose, just knocking that top of my deck, looking for a Weather the Storm. Hoping I can find one. Or maybe even kill him. He's at 7. And this puts him to 8. And that's 9 right here. So if I draw another poison, then he's dead. I don't. And there's a Weather, though, which came right in time, so I gain a bunch of life. And he attacks for his 7-turn clock. Makes it into a much faster clock, but it's fine because I can kill him with the Insight. So that was game 2. And I'm interested to see how game 3 goes. Game 3 of the match. So this is the final game. Let's see how we do. Unkeepable hand, unfortunately. No blue mana, and my deck needs blue. Much better, 2 blue mana, an early Phyresis, a Pentad Prism, an Augury for Proliferate. Is looking very good. I just need another color to activate this Prism. I mean, you can do it on single color, but that's pretty dire. Alright, so I just lead on a Scary, and pass the turn. So, here we go. I'll play another... Oh, that's right, Hickory Woodlock. Great draw. Now my Prism's online. I'm not going to play into a Spell Pierce, so I'll just pass along here. Passing along. And let's see what we have here. Good draw. That replaces my Vivisurgin that I put to the bottom. It doesn't proliferate, but you know. Now if he taps out here, I will go for the Infect, because I have a second Scary down. He chooses not to. He goes Brainstorm into Aquafire, and he's leaving up that 1 mana. I wonder if they run Dispel in that deck. We'll find out. Oh, you know what it is? Yeah, it's an Annul. So I'll play into it with that because I don't really have the counter magic. I could have Merchant Scroll for a Dispel there. Maybe that was the right play, but I just decided not to fight over it. I do Prologue here to try and draw into another counter spell like a Dispel, but I already have 6 lands. I just drew an 8th, so I don't really need this Prism, and he's not putting on any pressure, so I don't really need the Prism. So that goes away, but I can then play my Augury. All lands, but I'm actually fine with that, especially because this is a mountain. I wouldn't be fine if I didn't have a red source in here, but I do. So that's great. So that means I can have Pyroblast online. Let's see what he does. I'm tapped out, so I imagine he's going to do something here. Oh, nothing. Well, either he doesn't have a threat, or he doesn't have enough stuff in the graveyard to do what he needs to do. So, I go 2 blue here, and this is what I like to do in this situation. just cast a Merchant Scroll, grab a Dispel. You have the Augury. You can use it on their end step to put them in check. I really want this 4C to resolve, but I don't really want to like spend a lot of mana on my turn to do it. I'd rather do it on his turn. So here I go, Augury. He's leaving up, looks like 2 counter spells. And he goes first counter spell, so we use our Dispel that he knows about, just in case he has Hydro. And another counter spell, which will get him with my Mountain. So that was very good, and let's see what the Augury reveals. Very nice. Vivisurgent's Insight plus 2 lands for the bottom. That's very good. So I think I can cast both of them too. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, I can cast both next turn. He's tapped out. So that worked out really well for me. Proliferate and Proliferate. And I untap. Great. So that Thirsting Root is pretty big. If I can draw an artifact, I might be able to go off here. Let's see. Or actually, rather, that's 4C. All right. So what I like about 4C is it's kind of almost like a mini dig through time. And here's a rare situation in which 4C is worse than a Divination. Basically, this is the exact order I'd want these cards to be in, and almost the exact cards that I would want. Only thing would be I'd maybe like put Merchant Scroll to the bottom, and that would be it. So the deck's running hot, that's for sure. And yeah, so I just basically put them back in the same order, except Merchant Scroll at the bottom. Grab the Chalice. I can play with the Chalice because of the Thirsting Roots here. So, cast Chalice, put Chalice up to 2 counters, and that lets me resolve this Vivisurgent. So I resolve the Vivisurgent's Insight. Lets me proliferate. I am tapped out here, but that was pretty good. Scry 4 to draw 5 is pretty powerful, I think, in any format. Of course, it cost me like 9 mana to do it, but you know, it's fine. Come on. And there is his Gangler and Terror, so now he has a clock. 2 turn clock, so I need to be quick here. But I'm feeling pretty good because I have this Merchant Scroll. So, now I decide to Contentious Plan first, because the first green mana is kind of like a generic mana here, so might as well get an extra generic mana out of the Chalice. So now I can tap my Chalice and play a second Chalice, and this way, it's almost like I've untapped my Chalice. Not quite, because obviously I'm not getting 4, but right now this costs 1, then after this Augury will be free, and then it'll start generating mana after this Augury. So let's see how I do here. So Merchant Scroll, grab him Dispel so he knows what's up, and Augury into Weather the Storm. Great. That's going to fog him for a while, hopefully. I don't think I'll have that big of a weather this turn. I don't think I'll have the blue, unless I draw a Prism. Let's see. Another Augury. Okay. Pretty bad, but the blue's nice. Of note, when you do Merchant Scroll for Dispel, you need to have a good amount of blue mana, because it costs 1 mana just to get the Dispel, and another mana to leave it up. So let's see if I can finish the game here. He's at 8, this is 9, and that doesn't win through Counterspell, so I'm not going to play it into Counterspell. Instead, I'm just going to take the safe way out and Weather the Storm. Yeah, I shouldn't have tapped out there. I like gave him free Thought Scours. So let's see what he does. The Archaeologist. So then now it's a 4 turn clock instead of 5. And I'm down to 31. And that Pharisa should do it. So I'll do the Insight first. And then because he knows about the Dispel, I can save us both some time and just prologue. Alright, and that was game 3. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I'll be able to upload again soon. Alright, have a good one.